At 11:35 hours, the team moved out of the village of Tongo Tongo on their planned route. Approximately 100 meters outside of the village, enemy forces attacked the team with small arms fire directed at the rear of the convoy. Enemy fire was initially light, then intensified as they advanced through the woods on the team's position. At this point, the convoy halted. The team reported enemy contact to the Advanced Operating Base. U.S. Vehicle 1 and U.S. Vehicle 3 immediately began returning fire with their mounted M240 machine guns, while team personnel exited vehicles, donned personal protective equipment, and returned small arms fire. The team commander and 4 Nigerian soldiers maneuvered on foot to the southeast to flank what was estimated to be a small enemy force. At this time, the Nigerian, AOB, and SOCC commanders began sending response elements to the team's location. The team sergeant moved forward with U.S. Vehicle 3 to better control the unit and to coordinate machine gun fire with U.S. Vehicle 1. Staff Sergeant Jeremiah Johnson moved from U.S. Vehicle 3 back to near U.S. Vehicle 2, intending to fire an AT-4 anti-tank rocket at the enemy toward the north. The investigation determined that Niger Vehicle 5 departed the ambush site during this period, but did not determine precisely when or by what route. The commander's flanking element continued their movement until a body of water prevented them from advancing further. They identified and engaged enemy fighters across the body of water. The team commander observed a larger than expected enemy force moving to his east, which consisted of motorcycles and vehicles with mounted heavy machine guns. The flanking element returned to the halted convoy at 11:57 hours and issued the order to move south to prevent being outflanked by enemy forces. The movement was not immediate, as the team commander and team sergeant had to rally and recover Nigerian forces who had taken cover in the woods. Niger Vehicles 3 and 4 were immobilized and abandoned. Niger Vehicles 1 and 2 were the first to depart. As the rest of the team loaded into their vehicles, they saw Staff Sergeants Brian Black, Jeremiah Johnson, and Dustin Wright in the vicinity of U.S. Vehicle 2. The team commander signaled to begin movement, and Staff Sergeant Jeremiah Johnson acknowledged the order with a thumbs up. A team member threw a smoke grenade to conceal the team's movement. Staff Sergeant Dustin Wright entered U.S. Vehicle 2 and began driving it slowly forward, while Staff Sergeants Brian Black and Jeremiah Johnson walked along the protected side of the vehicle. Staff Sergeant Brian Black moved slightly ahead of U.S. Vehicle 2 and was killed by enemy small arms fire. Staff Sergeant Dustin Wright stopped and exited the vehicle. Staff Sergeants Jeremiah Johnson and Dustin Wright remained with Staff Sergeant Brian Black until overwhelming enemy fire forced them to withdraw. 85 meters southwest of U.S. Vehicle 2, Staff Sergeant Jeremiah Johnson was shot and rendered immobile. Staff Sergeant Dustin Wright stopped, returned to near his teammate's position, and continued to engage the enemy until both were fatally wounded. U.S. Vehicles 1 and 3 and 2 Nigerian vehicles drove approximately 700 meters south of the ambush site to form a defensive position referred to as Position 2. The team realized that not all of their personnel and vehicles were present at the defensive position. After repeated attempts to radio the team members last seen in the vicinity of U.S. Vehicle 2, 2 U.S. SOF members from U.S. Vehicle 3 volunteered to return on foot to the ambush site to attempt to locate them. Sergeant LaDavid Johnson, a special operations mechanic and the driver for U.S. Vehicle 3, moved to the rear of the vehicle to engage the enemy with the vehicle-mounted M240 machine gun. When that weapon ran out of ammunition, he switched to the M2010 sniper rifle. Approximately 10 minutes later, 2 additional U.S. team members moved to join the pair that was maneuvering back to the ambush site. The first pair moved to where they thought U.S. Vehicle 2 would be, encountering and killing several enemy combatants before needing to withdraw under fire. As they were withdrawing to the southwest, they linked up with their follow-on teammates and began planning another route to U.S. Vehicle 2. Back at Position 2, the team commander and his element continued to battle the enemy attacking from the east. At approximately 12:25 hours, enemy gun trucks and dismounted forces opened fire on Position 2 from the southeast. The overwhelming fire forced the team commander to order a withdrawal. 2 Nigerian vehicles departed the area, moving to the southwest. U.S. Vehicle 1 circled the perimeter under intense fire, gathering American and Nigerian personnel. Simultaneously, Sergeant LaDavid Johnson and Nigerian personnel attempted to board U.S. Vehicle 3. Special Operations members last saw Sergeant LaDavid Johnson moving around to the driver's position of U.S. Vehicle 3 between 12:25 and 12:30 hours. U.S. Vehicles 1 and 3 came under overwhelming enemy machine gun fire, preventing Sergeant LaDavid Johnson from entering his vehicle. Believing Sergeant Johnson was in control of his vehicle, the driver of U.S. Vehicle 1 accelerated hard to the northwest. Unable to enter U.S. Vehicle 3, Sergeant Johnson and 2 partner Nigerians became separated from U.S. Vehicle 1. They escaped on foot, eventually running to the southwest with the enemy in pursuit. The Nigerian soldiers were killed with small arms fire roughly 400 meters from Position 2. Sergeant Johnson evaded for an additional 450 meters and reached the only concealment in the vicinity, a single thorny tree. At this position, he continued to fight. An enemy vehicle, armed with a mounted heavy machine gun, stopped within 100 meters of Sergeant Johnson's location, firing on his position and cutting off further escape while enemy forces closed in. Leaving Position 2, U.S. Vehicle 1 moved northwest, pursued by enemy vehicles and under intense enemy fire. Team members did not realize U.S. Vehicle 3 did not follow. During this movement, 5 of the 7 passengers in the vehicle sustained gunshot wounds, with 1 Nigerian fatally wounded. The driver was shot through the elbow, but continued to drive. The team commander, riding in the bed of U.S. Vehicle 1, was shot and thrown off the vehicle. The driver performed another circular maneuver under heavy fire to recover the commander, and resumed movement towards the northwest with the enemy in pursuit. Once inside the tree line, U.S. Vehicle 1 became stuck in mud. The 4 Special Forces soldiers who previously went to the ambush site saw U.S. Vehicle 1 and moved to rejoin those team members. At 12:33 hours, the team radioed that they were being overrun. This was the team's first report for assistance. Expecting their radios would be recovered by the enemy, the team disabled them, ending the ability to communicate using these devices. 7 American and 4 Nigerian personnel fled U.S. Vehicle 1, evading under concentrated small arms and mortar fire. They moved through the swamp, broke contact with the enemy, and stopped at the clearing on the northwest side of the wooded area. The team established a hasty defense at this location at approximately 12:50 hours.